Trump was shot, the shooter is dead, and President Joe Biden still has nothing to say. This will be a very quick video. I understand this is still an event that is unfolding, but isn't it convenient that the shooter is dead and now we'll never know who he was, who he worked for? What have we been saying? They can't beat him. The indictments didn't stop him. It is all but inevitable that everything has collapsed around Biden and we were heading for a Trump tsunami landslide, the likes of which we have not seen since Reagan absolutely pulverized Walter Mondale. Now, will this dissuade him from having MAGA events and rallies? I highly doubt it. This is Donald Trump we're talking about here. But Joe Biden was apparently attending Mass. He came out of Mass. He was asked by a gaggle of reporters if he knew about the shooting incident. He affirmed that, yes, he had been briefed. And he was asked, do you have a comment? And he said, no. This was an hour ago at the recording of this video. He still hasn't had anything to say other than the White House has confirmed that President Biden and a list of a dozen other people have been fully briefed. You couldn't, in that moment, look into the camera and say, Donald Trump may be my political rival, but I certainly don't want to see any physical harm come to him or his family. And in the highest terms we can possibly say it, we are opposed to violence and this kind of behavior. Because that's what they would have demanded of Donald Trump in the immediate had it been Joe Biden. I'm just saying what all of you are thinking right now. And now they can craft a narrative over who the shooter was. Maybe they'll create that he was actually a right-winger, not a left-winger, and that as a right-winger, he was upset that Trump wasn't going far enough on an issue like abortion. Who knows what story they will now create. But I do want to say this, and then I'm going to be done for tonight. What were we told about January 6th and everything that led up to it? That all of Trump's incendiary speech, that's why they pulled Twitter away from him. That's why they kicked him off Facebook. It's why they tried to neuter him on social media. That all of these comments that he makes, everything from lock Hillary up till there'll be a bloodbath, all of this is like a dog whistle to the wrong people and they act out violently. But day after day, the media, the Joe Scarboroughs, the Donnie Deutsches, CNN, Joe Biden, Democrats, every time they get in front of a camera or at a microphone, Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. Didn't think that maybe that might be incendiary and that somebody might decide for the good of the country to act on it? Bill Maher the other night in his monologue about why Joe Biden had to go, and he was all of the great replacements the Democrats have. You talk about Gretchen Whitmer, and she was so effective that MAGA tried to kidnap her, and that was an inside job created by the FBI, and they found 3 patsies to take the fall. Because remember, January 6th, that day that democracy almost ended because a group of MAGA gun nuts showed up to take over the government, and they forgot their guns. So now we have attempt number 1. And Joe Biden had nothing to say. And that silence says everything.